In for a review, we've got The Matrix Revolutions on 4K Blu-ray. But before we get into it, I'm Shane and welcome to Spare Change. Here on the channel, you'll find videos related to home theater, equipment reviews, and movie reviews, like this one. So if you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button. Okay, so I won't be reviewing the movie itself, cause I'm sure you've already seen it. I'm just gonna share with you my thoughts on the video and audio quality. Now for some tech specs. The movie was shot on 35mm. It's got a 4K DI, it's rated R. Runtime is 128 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1, which will give you those black letterbox bars if you're watching on a television. So this is the final movie in the Matrix trilogy to hit 4K Blu-ray. If you're familiar with its theatrical release, you'll know that they both came out in 2003, a few months apart, meaning they were shot back to back at the same time. And as you may expect, both parts 2 and 3 do look alike. This movie, just like the first two, isn't a bright presentation with HDR bright bold colors. HDR usage does, however, bring color saturation up a notch with better skin tones and more richness to those reds, blues, and greens when they do make an appearance. Spectral highlights are scattered about from gunshots, explosions, and one eye-catching scene in Chapter 14. Explosions can get extremely bright, but like Part 2, I did notice those bright whites could run a little hot. Detail here is a step above the regular 1080p with some finer detail and close-up shots and better rendering throughout the many backgrounds. Detail on all the heavy machinery have a great battle-worn look that was cleaner and more refined than what I saw on the regular Blu-ray. Black levels are solid here with shadow detail still discernible in all the dark shots, which is pretty much the whole movie. So if you're watching Part 2 and 3 back to back, you'll have a seamless viewing experience since not much has changed visually.
Some things in this world never change.
But some things do.
One thing that has changed is that we get a new Dolby Atmos mix. And just like the other two movies, this one is demo worthy too. Now I've been waiting to listen to this mix just for the Sentinel breach in Chapter 17, and it didn't disappoint. This was my go-to scene back when Dolby Digital 5.1 was a thing. And now in Atmos, it's a thing again. Overhead channels kick in when the Sentinels start breaking in, and you can hear them coming through over your head. Once they make it through, you'll hear them scatter throughout every speaker with sounds of bullets flying and encircling the entire room. Bass response here again is demo worthy. It can go from low and ominous to room shaking. If your subs aren't up to the task, you'll be missing out. Soundstage is full of ambiance in the lower and high channels with mechanical sounds or rain and thunder in Chapter 29. Dialogue was solid and always clear. So for audio, I'm gonna go with a 9.7. There's excellent movement between all speakers and Atmos height effects were active throughout. For video, just like Part 2, I'm gonna go with an 8.5. And again, this was shot on film, so you can expect some finely resolved grain here. It's also got that filmic appearance, so it won't have that 4K digital sharpness or eye-popping colors. And it can be a bit soft at times. Now I'm not sure how much better these can look, but it is the best I've ever seen them. And for me, it's definitely worth a buy. Maybe not for the visuals alone, but for the audio, it rocks. Now, if you're interested in grabbing this disc or the entire set, I'll leave links down below in the description. Give us a like if you found the video useful, and let us know if you'll be grabbing these on 4K Blu-ray. Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and why not stop by our Patreon page. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys again in the next one.